Oh my God, we're at the start of a recovery week and we're going to probably one of my favourite places in the whole world, so wait for that. But it has been a banging 2 weeks, and what we've realised is that over the last 2 weeks, there are two keys to this whole training thing. If you want to get the most out of your training, we've worked out what they are. The first one's not going to surprise you, it's consistency. But what might surprise you is how you actually do the consistency. The second key we'll get to, but I need to take you to my favourite place in the world. So we're 20 minutes away, final leg of the journey, taking you to one of the places that we love the most. What I want to talk about is consistency, because running consistency, that's the easy bit. That's the bit where we just tick along, right? What have we done? A pair of 60-kilometre weeks? Yeah. So we've done, the way that the weeks look is exactly the same each time. It's like lactate threshold session on a Tuesday, run on a Thursday, easy base, Saturday and Sunday, easy base, easy long run. Yeah. But the consistency we're talking about is all of the other things outside of the running that we've tightened up on. We've got ultra-human rings. So we've got ultra-human rings, and they kind of track our sleep, they track our heart rate variability, they track our body temperature. What else do they track?
Things like steps, recovery, movement.
Yeah. And we've also really doubled down almost in our strength and conditioning, almost daily now. Mobility and strength and conditioning is what we're doing every single day whilst we're on holiday, whilst we can. But again, I feel like that's paying massive dividends when it comes to our training.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not just about the running. The running's the easy bit. In fact, let's show you the running. This is what we've been up to for the last 2 weeks, running-wise.
This is what you call a summer run in the UK. Okay, let's go. So all this run is 12 kilometres easy in the grim weather of the UK before we fly back to... That's right, baby, we're back in Thailand, which means threshold sessions on a track. Okay, so today, 1,200 metre repeats at threshold on the track. It's a nice 1,200, 3 laps of the track. That's why we're doing this one, mixing it up from the 1,600 last week, but it's significantly hotter. Yeah, it feels harder in the heat. My heart rate is getting up to threshold way, way quicker than it was a week ago in the UK, so I just got to watch that. That's Mary's 7th rep. I've just done mine. I had to give myself like a 3-minute recovery because my heart rate just wasn't coming down with 2 minutes with the last couple of reps. And I think quality in the rep is more important than suffering and not being able to hit the paces or heart rates because you didn't give yourself enough recovery. So I'm just allowing myself a bit more recovery in the last 2 reps. But I have to go in 25 seconds still, and it's really not come down. Last rep. Okay.
Oh my God, I've got one more to go. Benny's coming in on the last lap. This is hard work, but that's gonna pay off. Done.
Session done. On to the next, which is gonna be a strange one.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting day.
On Thursday, we actually went way out of our comfort zone because we did a 10-kilometre run in the morning, but then we went and smashed ourselves silly trying high rocks. So we worked out for a couple of hours quite hard and then finished with a 2-kilometre run after that just to see how the legs would feel. Result? Not great.
Yeah, my legs feel like jelly.
Jelly. On Saturday, I wanted to get some good bike miles in, so I went to somewhere called the Happy Healthy Bike Lane, which is basically a 23-kilometre loop around the outside of the airport in Bangkok, and I had a great time. Which led us to Sunday. I didn't even record very much because I was so blown apart by this half marathon. I meant to take the GoPro, I meant to film this long run, 21 kilometres easy. Nothing about it felt easy, so I didn't record, but here I am telling you that I just did another Sunday long run. Mary's just in the distance over there, just finishing now. Yeah, nothing felt good there, but another one we got done, where you got 300 metres. Well done. The frustrating theme actually continued into the next week because we did a 2 kilometre threshold repeat session with Lawrence, but I was just in so much pain I didn't film any of it. It was just too much. But I bucked my ideas up, and by Thursday we went for an easy 14 kilometres with Lawrence, and it was a really joyous run. Just ticking those miles away, or kilometres if you like, just enjoying it and reconnecting to the joy, which is what this is all about. And we loved it so much that we moved our Saturday run to Friday so that we could get out again and do another easy run just before we left Phuket, because that's where we were on holiday. And that was pretty much all the running of the block done, other than the last long run. But before the last long run, we need to tell you the final key to all of this that we've learned in these last couple of weeks.
This is it. This is top 3 definitely favourite views in the entire world. Down there is Salad Beach on the north end of Koh Phangan, one of the islands just off of the coast of Thailand. This is my happy place. And I don't think even these views can do it justice, so I'm going to send a drone out to show you a little bit better. But being in my happy place makes it quite relevant because we're finding our happy place in training, and that's because of key 2. The second key, and probably more so relevant to marathon training than any other distance, because it can seem really daunting and you can seem very far away from your goals. You can feel like you're not going to make them. The second key to all of this is having faith in the process, because right now I am definitely not where I need to be for the marathon, but I have faith that with this consistency in the approach across all factors, not just the running, that I will get there. But if you look at any of the intervals that I'm doing, or if you look at any of the long runs or even easy runs I'm doing, the paces that I'm hitting are absolutely not what I would expect to be hitting even when I'm running the marathon. I can't even run my easy runs at the moment at marathon pace in zone 2. But I have faith that with the consistent approach, and because I've seen it before, so I mean, you know, there's a little bit of faith and a little bit of experience. If you're going through it your first time, you're definitely going to have that little bit of faith and just see where the pace and the heart rate end up. But I know that with 11-ish weeks to go, that it's all going in the right direction, and I'm not there yet, but I will get there. And that all started to feel a little bit more real in our last long run of the block, the half marathon that we just did a couple of days ago. So rainy this morning, but this is our last long run of a build block that I would say is represented by pure consistency. So another half marathon this morning. Oh, and something pretty special happened this week. Something quite exciting. I suppose it's making it a little bit more real.
Yeah.
We got our corrals for Chicago Marathon, so we now know what corral we're in to start. What are you in, Mary?
I'm in Corral D, see you there.
And I'm in Corral B. Let us know if you're in either of those. Be nice to see some kind of friendly faces while we're in there, but that is making it that much more real. And I just did a quick bit of maths in my head. You know, we've got 6 more weeks of like hard focused training and 5 weeks of taper or recovery. So we really only have 6 weeks of the hard work,
Yeah.
which is doable.
Yeah.
Based on what we've just done, it's doable. Just goes to show the power of consistency over everything else.
Yeah, weeks are ticking by.
Yeah. And one thing we mentioned in the last video was the fact that we're switching up our gels for Chicago. We wanted something a little bit more proven, a little bit more robust. So we've gone with Morton's and Cis. So the other reason that the long runs are so important is they allow you to test things in real time, I guess. So we were taking the Morton gels usually on our stops while we were running, and we realised, are we going to stop, Mary, in Chicago?
We are not stopping.
We're not going to stop, but they're thicker gels, so we're going to train our body and our minds to kind of take them whilst we're running, because that's what's going to happen on the day. So should we give it a go?
Let's do it.
Okay. I guess because it is a bit more like jelly, you kind of guarantee you get it all out the pack without having to roll it up and all that faff.
Yeah.
Like, it's all come out.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
not going to spill over your hands as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty.
bonus. It's not going to spill down your top, Mary.
On my shorts, on my legs.
Yeah. And while the long run is also about getting miles in the legs, there's so many other things you can do with it that are so beneficial. Take, for example, now we're being a bit maverick, going for the fastest last kilometre. it's a good little psychological boost, and we're also just testing what's in the legs. But also we use the long run to test everything from gels to clothes to hydration to shoes to everything that we can think of for race day. We test in training beforehand, so there's nothing new, nothing left to chance. That's why I love these long runs. 4:37, that's about goal marathon pace. We're not entirely sure. It was a surprise. Mary is so happy I surprised her.
I was like, oh, okay. Just as my legs are heavy and I'm dreaming of the coffee, it's like marathon pace kilometre, let's go.
You never know what's going to happen on race day, man.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Finished on a high.
And I'm sure you can see why this is mine and Mary's happy place. And the training series is all about refinding the joy, and we've definitely done that in the last 2 weeks, and we've definitely done that today. And if we brought you any joy, or you've learnt something new about any sessions or how to train, then consider subscribing to the channel. No hard sell. And if you like the video, then why don't you go back to the start of this series if you haven't watched them all and get stuck in, because it's going to be one hell of a ride. See you Sunday. I know it's only the third video of the series, and you would think that we would count upwards, top 10, but pound for pound, 100%, this is the best ice cream that exists on the planet, in my opinion. Do you agree?
It is amazing. Yeah, it's my favourite for
Haagen-Dazs salted caramel.
So good.
No better. Now we need to just enjoy it, okay?